Hey, um, it's been a little over 2 years since my last video, and obviously a lot has happened in that time. Life has gone on, lots of hobbying in the odd time, but I also wanted to announce that I'm thinking of coming back and making the odd video again and hopefully sticking around. um, I think much of the content will be similar to what I've done in the past, although probably greater emphasis will be placed on collecting and looking at Games Workshop products just in general. Um, it's likely that the name will change away from Hooves of Doom, and I've always enjoyed the moniker. It's nothing about that. It's never quite screamed Warhammer, but it just doesn't quite align with what I'm hoping to kind of do. And kind of with the relaunch, it just seems right to me to also reshape my public profile a little bit. So some of my social media accounts and things like that will also be changed and adjusted. Basically, I'm still working on the Citadel archive. That's probably what the name will be. The ever continual attempt to try to catalog every Games Workshop product. Started off with just models, and that itself would be a mammoth task. But over the time, I quickly realized that I needed to expand to other things. So scale creep has been a real consistent problem with this. But it's also just the fact that GW puts out a lot of product. So it takes like a couple hours every week just to stay steady. And, if I miss a few weeks or I take like a month off and don't do much, then all of a sudden it takes literally an entire weekend just to stay afloat. But I do hope that it will eventually manifest itself on some sort of platform. But this YouTube channel will be supplementary and ancillary content for it. And so for a while now, I've really thought that my biggest contribution to the hobby has been that kind of more of an archivist, or indeed a remembrancer, to use the Warhammer term. Simply put, a lot of my hobby time is spent assembling and painting models, and kind of working on and thinking about kind of the company history and products and collections. I still enjoy the odd game, but that's really kind of a lesser thing for me at this point in terms of what I spend my time on. And I feel more estranged from gameplay than ever. But I'm also happy to say that I now professionally work as an archivist, which was a long-term goal for me. And so it just feels right to now kind of merge those two together and really come out with something that should be good. Been a very busy year for me. I sold over 1,000 models, probably about 1,200 or more. I didn't sell any armies in their entirety, just bits and parts and duplicate sculpts, character sculpts, and too much spam of specific characters. That was a big leap for me. I mean, honestly, in the last 25 years I've been in the hobby, I've sold an army like 23 years ago, and that's pretty much it. So to make that type of step and to kind of restructure my collection was a big leap. But I invested all the proceeds, of course. So a very expensive year, and filled out a lot of niches, and filled out a lot of gaps in the visual presentation of collections, which is something that is something I think about a lot, but I'm probably an oddball in that regard. But overall, I would say my collection is far healthier. I have a lot of units that I've always wanted to have, but could never quite prioritize. And I've really, truly, as much as the collecting brain is never fully satiated, I genuinely do feel that I'm in a kind of a weird sense of nirvana where even I recognize that I don't need any of this stuff at all. And so I'm really picking and choosing things just because I like them, and has nothing to do with the game or anything like that. And I fully recognize that every purchase is just optional. which is fun to kind of fully get to, because there's always been that drive where I need this army and I need that army and I need this and that. But now, literally every single army is fleshed out to such a degree that I don't need anything. And I'm really going to think about, I am going to be allocating some of my spending money towards other things, other collectibles. And so that should kind of take the steam off a little bit. Obviously when you buy that many models, that's largely what you've been doing. It's just a lot of gluing, a lot of assembling. That's much of my year has been. And so I'm looking forward to that, but I'm really looking forward to the type of content I will be putting out. It won't be extraordinarily rigorous on a time schedule or something like that. If I want to make a video, I'll make a video, but it is my intention to come out with some degree of regular content, even if it isn't scheduled. So I hope you'll thank you for all those that have stood by me. I still get the odd subscriber or the odd comment. I still get hundreds of views every month, which is kind of fun. I mean, one of the goals of this channel was to make videos that were not as in the moment or time sensitive as many other channels seem to focus on. And that somewhat worked. Although, the algorithm doesn't really put too many eyes in front of you if you're not making at least somewhat regular content. But I do want to thank everyone that has stood by me, and undoubtedly I'll lose some subscribers when this video comes out, because I'll remind some of you that that this channel exists, and you'll be wondering why you subscribed to this 4 or 5 years ago, now that you've completely forgotten about it. But I for those that value my rather esoteric opinions, I appreciate you standing by, and hopefully you'll enjoy some of the videos I put out, and the ones that I'll be making, and welcome all that discover or rediscover this channel in the near future. Thanks for standing by, and you'll see some videos in the near future. Have a wonderful time and keep hobbying.